Catch past episodes of Create, Build, and Manage Daily on demand. Go to bizvod.com for details.
December is a good time to look at your personal insurance as you look at your 2023 budget. Lori Petersen is the president of PRL Insurance, and she joins me via Zoom tonight. Lori, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
Absolutely, we appreciate your time. Talk about the advantage to working with an independent agency such as yourself.
Oh my goodness, I'm very passionate about that. It's just the fact that you don't have just one insurance company that we represent. I mean, our goal is never to move people just for a little bit of money, but at the same time, when you forge this long-term relationship, which in our case, depending, it could be 20, 30 years if it's personal, it could be family members, their kids' kids. The point being is you get this relationship, and just because something changes in your life, whether it's adding a young driver, whether it's a business and you're adding drivers that don't fit or buildings that don't fit, we have lots of choices. So you're able to maintain the relationship. We can shop and get you the best value, whether it's the same company or a different one.
You know, we tend to only, you mentioned price, and as consumers, we tend to only focus on price, but what should we be considering when shopping for insurance?
It's good that you asked that. And again, I'm never naive to think that price isn't a focal point for people, but our goal is not just to work on price. Otherwise, we don't get the coverage that we need. I always say people don't care until they do, and that is so true with insurance. What? I'm going to lose everything I own because I have minimum auto liability limits, or my house has half the coverage it should, or my commercial building. It's important that the two things are considered. And when push comes to shove, coverage is most important, but we can usually do that in a way that you're still going to have favorable pricing, especially in an independent agency setting. So coverage is most important. If you have a professional like us, then you can get the both things that you need.
You know, Lori, we hear that sometimes on the news, right? When there's a catastrophic event, you know, then it kind of leaks out that the people didn't have insurance, and, you know, and then you have to rely on, you know, raising money to try to pay for things. So that makes sense. Now, your agency, you are in the Oregon area. What areas do you serve for your agency?
Well, I mean, we're domiciled in Portland, Oregon, but anymore the world is so small with the internet that we serve more than just Portland. In fact, I would say probably 3% of our clients even see the inside of our office. We're licensed to write in the state of Oregon, still primarily, certainly, but a lot of Washington, Southwest Washington, really all of the state of Washington. We're licensed to write in California and Arizona because we have many clients that might have second homes there. Idaho, Colorado. Well, for that matter, we could be licensed any state if it's necessary, and sometimes we pick licenses up because we have commercial, which are business insurance clients that possibly add a location in that state. So it's not that we can't work anywhere, but it's Oregon and Washington primarily.
Okay. I want to put your website up there for those who are watching tonight. It is prlinsurance.com. If you are listening to the podcast, again, prlinsurance.com. You talk about how your agency is not order takers. What do you mean by that?
Oh my goodness, we laugh about this. I take it very personally, as do the rest of my team. In fact, we're very invested in that. Order takers means you call up because what you're after is cheap insurance. And I say that in quotations because that's exactly what you're going to get if you want cheap insurance. So in our situation, we will certainly work to make people comfortable in whatever realm of insurance they're getting a quote in, whether it's auto insurance, home insurance, or business insurance. We'll show them pricing comparisons, but we're not going to stop there. Most agencies and company direct, especially the 800 numbers, if you ask for a certain amount of coverage, that's what they're going to give you. It's all about price. We are not order takers. We will make sure that you know what you have and don't have. And if you choose to still stay with what you have, great. But most of the time, there's usually some areas of improvement. So that's why I say we're not order takers.
Where do we typically need to increase our insurance on? You mentioned the example of the automobile, but I would think the house is probably the answer to that. But you tell me, you're the expert. What area do we commonly not have enough insurance on?
Everywhere. No.
All of the above.
Not our clients, of course. I'm being a little facetious, but the reality is it's in both realms if we're speaking personal. 65% of large liability happens when you're behind the wheel of a car. So liability is critical. You can, in one bad accident, lose everything you own if you don't have enough liability insurance. But when it comes to the home, same thing. If you have a homeowner's policy that maybe hasn't been reviewed lately and they've written it in the wrong situation, maybe they didn't contemplate all the features that your house has, and you don't have enough of a cushion for rebuilding, you may not have enough money to rebuild that house. Or take it a step further, especially homes that are older. And like in Oregon anymore, many homes are at least 50 years old. Building ordinance, which is code changes. You might have a kitchen fire, for example, but suddenly there's a bunch of the house that was not damaged, but before you'll get permits, they say, well, you have to fix this, this, and this. If you don't have building ordinance insurance, which is the money to pay for that undamaged portion, you could be stuck without enough coverage and really having to pay a huge bill yourself because you didn't have proper insurance. So both have needs, and that's why we talk about all of it when you work with us.
That makes sense. And I'm being in Texas, I think the value of our homes have gone up 35%, somewhere around there. And I always wonder, Lori, if I have enough coverage on my personal house, just based on that, the value of it is a lot more. As you look toward the new year, what are you most excited about?
Oh my goodness. I think what I'm most excited about is the fact that we've got enough insurance companies that we can meet the ever-changing market that we're living in. I mean, there's so many, the more things change, the more they stay the same, but pricing is an issue as far as rebuilding of buildings, as far as fixing cars. And I think what I'm most excited about is that we're well positioned to be able to help people with whatever might come their way. And I can't say that everybody else is in that position. We're well staffed. We have a great team. And again, anybody who knows anything about business these days knows that's not the case. So I think both things make me excited.
That's awesome. Lori, I appreciate your advice and some thought-provoking ideas tonight. And if you're looking at your budget for 2023, you might ask that question, do you have enough insurance on your car, on your business, on your home? Reach out to Lori. You can reach her at prlinsurance.com. Again, prlinsurance.com. Stick around. This is Create, Build, and Manage Daily.